Hello, welcome back to the Wrestling Newsroom. I'm your host, Orphan Dresden, and today we're going to look at all the wrestling news from Tuesday. We start with the possible final update about Adam Blampied. If you're not aware of the situation, the short version is Adam Blampied lied about his relationship status to chat up girls online. That's a very simplified version. He took a break from YouTube, sought professional help, and then he's posted his update, said final update on his Adam Blampied YouTube channel, stating he is not coming back to YouTube. He is done with YouTube. He thanks everyone for all of the outpours of support that people have been giving him over the last few weeks and months. He also says if you'd like to support him, because obviously finding a job at this point is quite hard with his online reputation in a bit of tatters. He wrote 2 books regarding wrestling, so he's left links in the description to purchase the books if you were interested in any of his writing of wrestling related things. It has nothing to do with any of the situation that went online. He also says, can you please support Cultaholic and What Culture? All those guys are doing fantastic work. And he says thank you and goodbye. I'll leave a link to his video in the description so you can check it out and give your own feedback and thoughts. But all I can say in my own opinion is best of luck, Adam. I'm glad you seem to have learned from this situation, which is all I was hoping for, you to learn from the situation. I hope you can get a job and have a normal functional life, mate. I really do. Best of luck to you, Adam, with everything you do in the future. Now let's get on to proper wrestling related news. The first 5 greatest Royal Rumble participants have been announced, which are where are they? I've got the thing that's saying Daniel Bryan, Kane, Big Show, and Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt are the first 5 confirmed people for the actual Royal Rumble match, which is awesome people to be announced, especially Daniel Bryan. He could win the whole thing. Let's go. Then we go. Cody Rhodes put this picture on social media. Nasty looking wound. Sorry about the nasty looking wound, but got to give you contrary to the story. They said, yes, just said, damn, look at the cut. Disco Inferno responded, nobody knows how to work anymore. They'd rather kill each other to get Dave Meltzer to put their match over. That is a problem that needs to be put front and centre. Guys are going to keep getting hurt. He then responded with, stop, you know nothing. You have drawn $0. No fan has ever left a show thinking about you. You were lucky to be juiced up double lifer over with the boys type in the era where you hid in plain sight, costing others success. Couldn't hang then, can't get booked now. I take no pride in ending a man's career with a single tweet, but this whole they're doing it wrong and I know how to do it right, they're exposing the business. That logic is self-exposing the business. Don't let the bitter have a place in our world. Conversation is done. I can kind of agree with Cody Rhodes there. I mean, I don't want him to destroy a man's career with one tweet, which something from Cody Rhodes could end a man's career. But to be honest, taking shots saying that he can't do his job is just ridiculous. Cody is a fantastic wrestler. And then the Hall of Fame induct has been revealed for Mark Henry. It will be the Big Show. I cannot wait to see how the Big Show honours Mark Henry. That's going to be absolutely amazing. And then, as of writing or reading this, there's only a few hundred tickets left available for WrestleMania. They are among the most expensive seats on the floor. So, yes, we're doing good for a sellout. And then we go to... The Rock spoke out about dealing with depression at a young age. His words were, struggle and pain is real. I was devastated and depressed. I reached a point where I didn't want to do a thing or go anywhere. I was crying constantly. He also talked about his mother's attempted suicide. She got out of the car on Interstate 65 in Nashville and walked into oncoming traffic. I grabbed her and pulled her back on the gravel shoulder of the road. What's crazy about that suicide attempt is that this day she had no recollection of it whatsoever. Probably best she doesn't. That's scary, man. That really is scary that someone could do that and not even realise they're doing it and remember it. I'm glad that The Rock can shed some light on this very touchy and very, well, kind of locked away problem in society. The Rock talking about it would hopefully add some exposure to this whole problem, and I am glad that he talked about it. And I'm so sorry for your hardships, Rock, but you have become a great man, and you are a living role model for a lot of people. So it just shows things do get better. And then the Big Show revealed today that he signed a new WWE contract in January and won't be retiring anytime soon. So good. I'm glad we're going to see Big Show for a very long time. For the first time ever, WrestleMania Access multiple tournaments will be held. Each major championship implications featuring tourneys including WWE United Kingdom Championship Invitational, the NXT North American Invitational, the Tag Team Invitational, the Women's Invitational. The 4 tournaments will take place beginning 30 nights during Access Day 1 and culminating at Access Day 4 within the tournament winners facing the represented champions and title matches. Access will feature competitors from NXT, 205 Live, United Kingdom Championship Tournament, Mae Young Classic, as well as Progress and Evolved Wrestling. The brackets from Day 1 are UK Championship Invitational, Leo Rush versus Buddy Murphy, Dan Mather versus Drew Gulak, the North American Invitational First Round, Fabian Archer versus Jason Kincaid, Akira Tozawa versus Kono Reeves, NXT Tag Team Title First Round, Mustache Mountain versus Tio Sabatelli and Riddick Moss, Street Profits versus Cesara Boney and Adrian Jadu. The women's first one is Nikki Cross versus Aliyah, Kairi Sane versus Bianca Belair. In addition to that, the session will feature WWN champion against the title holder Keith Lee and NXT's Cassius Ohno, as well as action featuring 205 Live's TJP, Kalisto, Gentleman Jack Gallagher, Buddy Murphy, superstars from Mae Young Classic, and much more. Day 2 has Lynch Dorado versus Raul Mendoza, Mark Andrews versus Zach Gibson. The North American will have Chris Dijak versus Aria Davari, Hideo Itami versus Wolfgang, NXT Tag Team, Sanity versus Forgotten Sons, TM61 versus Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch. The women have Dakota Kai versus Lacey Evans, Candice LeRae versus Peyton Royce. You will also see stars from NXT, Mae Young Classic, Progress, and much more. Day 3 has semi-final matches from the UK Invitational, North American, Tag Team, and Women's. Along with that, you'll see superstars from NXT, UK Championship Tournament, Mae Young Classic, and much more. There's Section 2, which will feature the finals of the North American, United Kingdom, the finals of the North American and the United Kingdom Invitational semi-finals, Evolved Tag Team Championship match, as well as matches featuring superstars from 205 Live, Mae Young, and much more. Day 3 session will have the UK's final, the Tag Team final, and the Women's final, as well as NXT's Cassius Ohno versus Progress's Walter. In addition to the session including 205 Live stars TJP, Grant Metalik, and Kalisto, NXT stars and Mae Young. And the last day will have Pete Dunne versus the Invitational winner, the North American champion versus North American Invitational winner, first ever title defense, the NXT Tag Team Champions versus the Invitational winner, as well as the WWN Champion, a Progress Women's Championship match, a Progress Championship match, and a Progress Tag Team Championship match. I love how it's featuring different companies for this access. I mean, obviously this only means that Pete Dunne's keeping his championship because they wouldn't announce any of the others. They never mentioned when will the women's happen. I don't know. It just says finals and then doesn't mention the women's for the 4th day. I assume that's just probably a typo on the website because I can imagine that will be featured as well. But I love the fact that they're running tournaments. I'm glad I've just broke down all the brackets, but it looks like it's going to be one hell of a day. And then we have now had the kickoff matches announced, which are the Under the Giant Memorial Battle Royale, the WrestleMania Women's Battle Royale, and the finals of the Cruiserweight Tag Title Tournament, Cedric Alexander versus Mustafa Ali. And as you can expect, some fans are quite upset that the Cruiserweight Championship is on the pre-show. There has now been an online petition started to get them moved to the main show. It has now got 889 people signed. I am literally about to sign this petition myself while live on this. Have I signed it? Now I'm just gonna go through it. Skip for now. Just skipping through there. There you go. I've just signed this petition to hopefully get it back onto the main show and put something else on. So I really want to see this Cruiserweight match on the main show. And now we go to the weekly Raw numbers, which is down from last week, but not by much. It's 3.328 million, which is down from 3.366 million, which isn't too much of a drop. I know it's a go-home show before WrestleMania, which should have gotten the most numbers, but a 3.3 rating is decent enough for any time of the year, which is fantastic. And again, the third hour stayed massively above the 3.3 mark at 3.314 million for the last hour. It dropped literally like the one, like it was 3.430 for the first hour, 3.329 for the second, and 3.314. So it had 3.4 million for the first, and then dropped by 100,000, and then just lost a little bit more momentum. But that's a decent, consistent number. And WWE have been teasing still that John Cena and The Undertaker may happen at Mania. Mike Johnson of PW Insider discussed regarding The Undertaker's status for the event. I guess Undertaker is going to surprise us at WrestleMania. I'm told by people in the company that no one has told me he's scheduled to wrestle, but they have told me he's scheduled to be at Mania. So maybe he's going to face off with Cena and they're going to use that face off to build for something else. I don't know. So the belief is that Undertaker may wrestle and that they're just trying to keep this as much of a mystery as possible. I don't know why you won't build towards that. I don't know. And then we go to the main event match, which is already no surprise. It's Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. It could change, but that was as of yesterday. Still that. Then the North American title has been revealed. It looks like that. I don't know, but I really like the title design, to be honest. I think it looks... Well, people are saying it looks like something from the 60s. Oh, like a...
One man will forever be remembered as the first NXT North American champion.
I like the title design myself. And then Brian Alvarez of Wrestling Observer discussed The Rock possibly appearing at the show. Well, you're not advertised Rock being there, so would be no reason you could put him in there if you wanted to. I do think people think that The Rock is going to be at Mania. I think The Rock and Elias are going to do a segment together and they're going to do a concert. I don't think The Rock got cleared to wrestle, but I think he got cleared to do the show and think that's what's going on. We'll see, but I do think he'll be a big surprise there. I hope he is. Now, I do hope you've enjoyed this Wrestling Newsroom. Please give it a like. Please support me on Patreon. Please subscribe to see more content, and I'll catch you later. Bye.